Hey, everybody, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here today because we're talking about something super important, staying safe. And you know me, I'm all about good news, but sometimes we got to be real and face the facts. The world can be a complicated place, and things seem to be getting more and more unpredictable these days. We hear about it all the time, right? Uncertainty can feel overwhelming, but you know what helps? Being ready. We're seeing a rise in domestic and international threats, and it's easy to feel helpless. But trust me, the best thing we can do is arm ourselves with knowledge and take steps to protect ourselves and our loved ones. That's what today is all about. We're going to talk about 8 hidden costs during emergencies that you might not even realize until it's too late. Now, I know this stuff might seem intense, but hey, remember how we used to do fire drills back in school? This is kind of like that, but for grown-up stuff. So let's dive in. We're going to break it all down, step by step, so you can feel empowered and prepared, no matter what comes our way. Because being informed is the first step to staying safe. And that's good news everyone can get behind. Okay, first up is something near and dear to my heart, big events. I love a good concert, a packed stadium, the energy of a crowd, but here's the thing, those crowds, they can be a magnet for trouble. Sadly, in today's world, those places where we gather for fun and excitement can also become targets. It's a tough pill to swallow, but we have to be realistic. The larger the gathering, the harder it is to secure, and the more people around, the greater the chance of chaos and confusion if something were to happen. Listen, I'm not saying you should become a hermit and never leave the house. But what I am saying is, think twice before you head out to that massive festival or jam-packed parade. Maybe opt for a smaller, more local event instead. Or, hey, host your own watch party. You can still enjoy the festivities with a close group of friends and family and have more control over your environment. Remember, it's all about minimizing risk, and sometimes that means making tough choices about what we say yes and no to. All right, let's talk about those amazing first responders for a minute. The firefighters, the police, the EMTs, the real-life superheroes who run towards danger when everyone else is running away. They're incredible, but here's the hard truth. During a major emergency, they can't be everywhere at once. Think about it. A widespread crisis means a flood of calls for help. Resources get stretched thin, response times skyrocket, and it might take a lot longer than we're used to for help to arrive. That's why it's crucial to be prepared to take care of ourselves and our loved ones in those initial minutes or even hours after an event. Knowing basic first aid, having a plan, and packing a go bag could mean the difference between staying safe and, well, let's not even go there. Remember, relying solely on emergency services during a large-scale crisis isn't always the best strategy. It's up to us to be as prepared as possible to handle things on our own, at least in the beginning. You know how they say location is everything in real estate? Well, it's pretty important when it comes to safety too. Now, I love a bustling city as much as the next person, but let's be honest. Densely populated areas can be more vulnerable during emergencies. Think about it. More people means more potential targets, more strain on resources, and potentially more chaos. It's not about living in fear, it's about being strategic. If you're in a position to consider your options, exploring locations outside of major metropolitan areas might be a good idea. Rural areas, while maybe not as exciting, offer a different kind of security. Think about it. Lower population density, closer-knit communities, and often a greater sense of self-sufficiency. Again, not saying you need to pack up and move to a remote cabin in the woods tomorrow, but if you're looking for a change of pace or if safety is a top priority, exploring your options and considering a move to a less densely populated area could be a smart move. Trust your spidey sense and those official alerts. We've all been there. Our phone buzzes with an emergency alert, and our first instinct is to swipe it away like it's another spam call. But folks, in this day and age, paying attention to those alerts is crucial. These alerts come from official sources like intelligence agencies and government organizations who are closely monitoring potential threats. They're not just sending these out for fun, right? They're trying to give us a heads up to provide us with potentially life-saving information. So next time you hear that distinct buzzing sound or see that alert flash across your screen, don't hit ignore. Take a moment to actually read it, understand it, and most importantly, Heed the advice being given. It could be nothing or it could be something you really need to know. It's always better to be safe than sorry, and those alerts, there are modern-day bat signals, folks. Don't put all your news in one basket, branch out. We live in an age of information overload, right? Especially when it comes to news. It feels like every day there's a new crisis unfolding somewhere in the world. But here's the thing, not all news sources are created equal. We all have our go-to channels and websites, but it's crucial to diversify our news diet, especially during a crisis. Relying solely on one source, even if it's your trusted local station, can lead to a limited and potentially biased understanding of what's really going on. Instead, seek out a variety of credible sources. Check out international news outlets, explore different perspectives, and make sure you're getting a well-rounded picture of the situation. And hey, this might seem obvious, but it's worth repeating. Beware of social media. It can be a breeding ground for misinformation and rumors. Stick to verified accounts and official sources whenever possible. When it comes to staying informed during an emergency, knowledge is power. Safety first, channel your inner superhero and prepare. Okay, this chapter is all about channeling our inner superhero, minus the capes and tights, unless that's your thing, no judgment here. This is about taking control and prioritizing personal safety. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Think of it like learning a new skill or taking a self-defense class. You hope you never have to use it, but if the time comes, you're ready. So what does channeling your inner superhero look like? Well, it means having a plan for different scenarios. Talk to your family about what you would do in case of an emergency. Think about home security. Reinforce your doors, consider a security system, and make sure your windows are secure. And hey, what about your car? Make sure it's always in good working order. Keep the gas tank at least half full and have a basic emergency kit stashed in the trunk. Remember, being prepared isn't about living in fear, it's about being empowered. Think before you share. The truth matters, all right? Let's talk about the wild world of information sharing, especially during those chaotic times when news travels faster than a text from your best friend. It's tempting to hit that share button the second we see a shocking headline or a friend forwards us a must-read message. But hold on a sec. In the age of instant information, it's more important than ever to be discerning about what we spread. Unverified information can be just as dangerous as a real threat, leading to panic, confusion, and even putting people in harm's way. So before you share anything, take a beat. Ask yourself, is this coming from a reliable source? Has this information been verified by multiple outlets? Could sharing this potentially cause more harm than good? If you're unsure about the validity of a piece of information, don't share it. It's better to err on the side of caution and wait for confirmation from official sources. Remember, sharing accurate information can help keep people safe. Let's all be responsible digital citizens. Show me the money. Financial preparedness matters. Here's a topic we don't always associate with emergencies, but it's a big one: money. Emergencies and financial strain often go hand in hand, and being prepared financially is a crucial part of overall preparedness. Think about it. Emergencies can lead to job loss, unexpected expenses, and economic instability. Having a financial cushion can make a world of difference in those situations. So what can we do? Well, start by building an emergency fund. I know, easier said than done, right? But even setting aside a small amount each month can add up over time. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. It's also a good idea to review your insurance policies. Make sure you have adequate coverage for your home, health, and any other assets. And hey, this might sound like a drag, but take some time to organize your important financial documents. You'll thank yourself later. Remember, being financially prepared for an emergency isn't about being wealthy. It's about having peace of mind. And Otro, stay safe, stay informed, stay awesome. And that's a wrap. We covered a lot of ground today, but the most important takeaway is this: being prepared is the best way to navigate uncertain times. And hey, it's not about living in fear, it's about being informed, empowered, and ready to face whatever comes our way. If you found this information helpful, please share this video with your friends, family, and anyone else who might benefit from it. Let's spread awareness, not panic, and work together to create a safer world for everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, Knowledge is power. Stay safe out there, everyone.